Sanibona ninjani? Cela ningiboleke i-pointer. Truman, where is the pointer? Okay, cela nishayele izandla ngokuba khona. Marketing and advertising is one of the most important things in all businesses. That's the reality. So, for example, like for example, you can set up, you can have funding, you can have all these different things, especially if you're running business. I'm not talking when you are tendering. If you are running a business from day to day and you invest all your energy and time on having a big building, all the materials, everything, the staff, everything. But if you don't invest in marketing and advertising, that means the money that you invested, if let's say you get funding of 100,000 Rand, that 100,000 Rand will not move from 100,000 Rand to millions. It will actually go from 100,000 Rand to almost zero or negative 100,000 Rand. I think we're on the same page. So when it comes to marketing, it's very important that when you're establishing your business, when you're a startup business, or when you're at your early stage of your business or the development stage of your business, you ensure that you invest in marketing. But now, marketing is very expensive. That's the reality of business. I'm sure we're all on the same page on that one. That's, when it comes to marketing, it's very hard and it's very expensive. That's what we are told, and that's what we used to knowing. So now things have changed. There's now online. What's beautiful about marketing is that the starting point is branding. I know I just said online, but I want to come back now to more on touching on branding. When it comes to branding, your identity is very important. As you see, I'm wearing a shirt. I'm not wearing a blazer on purpose. I'm wearing a shirt which has a company logo on the left-hand side. We all can see that. So the important thing is to have identity and showcase your identity. Your business name, your logo needs to be very visible and clear, and also relates with the message that you are sending across. So if you have a business and you don't have a logo, you just have your name there. I'm not saying that your name is not a logo, but make sure that you engage, not with us, but with any, be it a graphic designer, to make sure that they properly create a proper corporate identity. So your business needs to have an identity. I'm sure you know about Nike. How do you identify with Nike? Cool. Do you remember before, it was never just the tick sign. It was the tick sign, and there was also the name Nike. You are clear with what I'm saying, right? So what's important is that when you're making a logo, when you're naming your business, if you are providing catering, it might not happen that you'll provide catering for the rest of your life. So when you are naming your business, don't name your business with a name that is now not going to allow you in future to venture into other things. If, let's say, you register your business as Simiso Funerals, and then you want to go into construction, you see what's going to happen there. So when it comes to identity, it's very important that you properly brand your business and also send a clear message across to people that you're actually engaging with. And also there needs to be uniform. I'm sure you can see in the picture is that there's different marketing materials that are put there. Now, you can't have your vehicle branding looking different from your business cards, looking different from your websites. I'm sure you're on the same page. So you need to ensure that the identity, the color scheme that you choose, needs to relate across all your different marketing materials. So branding is very important. It's a very huge aspect of marketing. So if you market your business, like right now, we are familiar with the SMME SA logo, and we know even if the SMME sign is by itself, we will know that this is the SMME logo. Am I clear on that one? So it means when you are naming your logo, don't just have a logo that does not, if you put it by itself, does not relate with your business. I'm sure we're on the same page on that. So you must be very careful of that. I'm not saying that you can't brand your own business. All I'm saying is you need to be very clear about what you want to send across to people. So when it comes to branding and markets, just have uniform across, angisho uniform, but have uniform across everything and make it all clear to people. So then if you do something wrong, for example, people will identify with your logo. If you're doing well and doing a good job, people will also identify with you with your logo and your name. I promise you, we all forget names, but you won't forget pictures and visuals. We are visual people. We like to see things. That's why I added some color in my presentation. You might forget me, but you'll remember the colors I used. And then in terms of, I'm just going to list the few things that are very critical in every business, irregardless if you are tendering or are running a full-time day-to-day business. Your logo design is very important. The letterhead. You must not have a letter that says, someone will write a letter on your behalf. They'll pressurize a letter and say, you said. They'll create their own quotation. They'll create their own contracts with your information. They'll just take your logo and say, you wrote this. So you need to have a very designed quality letterhead to ensure that your business is set apart. Also the font. I'm sure some of you don't know that each business needs to have a specific font. I don't know how many fonts are there, but there's a lot of fonts. You need to have a font, the type of writing, for those who don't know what a font is, the type of writing that you use, you need to be very clear as to what kind of font you are using. So, for example, I use Century Gothic. That's the name of my font. So if I'm writing a document, I ensure that I use that specific font. So if someone comes to me and says, this document was written by me, they may use my letter. There's Photoshop does amazing things. They may edit it. But if they don't use my font, then I'll be able to contest and say, no, this is not mine. And then in terms of business cards, you need to have a very clear message. And another thing that people need to understand, I understand that we are creatives. We think of so many things. We want to do everything. But the reality is we cannot come across as jack of all trades. The reason that my company is called Awali Business Holdings, it's because I have multiple ideas that I want to be able to execute. So the best way for me to do that is to have an holding company, and then after that have multiple subsidiaries or divisions. Currently, Awali Business Solutions is an ITC business that is within the division. This is a division of the whole holdings. So now I did not come here and talk about IT and at the same time talk about the rest of the things that I do, because I'm specifically here talking about one thing. So you as a business, you need to ensure that you send a clear message across. Like let's say you're applying for a tender, pertaining to the business cards. You're applying for a tender and then your business cards or your letterhead says catering, sound and banhaya, construction, funeral service. There's so many things that people put on one singular, be it a letterhead or their websites and so forth. So what you need to ensure, if you see that you have a lot of thoughts and many things that you want to do, it's okay to say your company name, trading as, and then have a different name that you can use. So be very clear about what you want to send across at that specific time. For example, I'm a poet, I'm an author, as well as an entrepreneur. There's no way I'm going to go everywhere with the same heads, but I'll always find a way to structure each thing where it belongs. I'm sure we're clear on that one. And then in terms of your company profile as well, it's okay to have multiple company profiles. It's okay to have multiple logos. So it might happen that you might not want to confuse people that this is your company. You can have your main emblem as the specific thing. Like, for example, Awali, the name Awali will always be there, and then below have Awali Construction or Awali something else. Then a person will still see that it's still the same business that they relate with, but it's a different service that you're providing. I'm sure you're clear on that one. And then in terms of flyer design as well, it's very important to have the same thing across, as well as in terms of company folders. That's also very critical. And then in terms of marketing, there's few words that I highlighted within marketing. Marketing is a process. You can't say you're going to wake up and then market and right now and then tomorrow your business is going to bloom. No, that can't happen. Okay, it might happen depending on the service that you're providing, but it's rare for that to happen. For example, the guy here, the one with the speakers, he's pushing his speakers all over the country and he's marketing it, is putting it in our faces. Even while we're talking, they're playing the speakers because they want the speakers to be heard and they want people to know about their brand. So if you stick in your dark corner in your office, I don't want to tell you the truth. Offices can make you think you have already achieved. You sit in your comfortable chair and turn around back and forth, but the reality is, if money is not coming in on a day-to-day basis, then you're not running a business, you're running a charity organization. So what is very important, you need to understand it's a process. It involves planning and proper execution, and also you need to be very careful about your pricing and how you promote your business. So those are the things that you need to look at. And also, don't wake up and say you want to provide speakers because he's providing speakers. Look at the need. Provide a solution to a problem. That's what business is. So if you're going to go out there and just provide something because your Makelwane is also providing, if you're going to open a tuck shop because my neighbor is opening a tuck shop, I once went through the flea markets and I realized something. Through markets in Durban, you'll find 5 different ladies all selling the same products. What if one could sell cabbages, the other sell bananas? Then if you're coming to buy, you can pick one and then you've supported the entire food chain. So that's something to think about. And then in terms of, the reality is every business needs marketing. That's you quite clear about. I'm not going to go into that. And then marketing also helps you increase sales and establish your competitive advantage. What makes you different? What makes your business different? What is your business proposition? What makes this particular initiative, SMME Roadshow, different is that, look at it. You're getting an opportunity to ask questions. No one was cut while they were asking questions. You get an opportunity to engage with the speakers, not just have people talk to you and then at the end of the day you don't know how to engage. Also, what you need to understand about this particular initiative, the content is available afterwards. So if there was something you're not clear about, you are able to get further clarification. So that is something that is different about this initiative. So your business as well, you need to identify what is different about your business. So that's one thing you need to understand. Then when it comes to marketing, it can also help you send that message across clearly. And then the reality is there's a lot of options for customers. Customers have a lot of options. Right now, when we came here, there was another event happening here. It was also an SMME event. Did you see? Some of you got lost there and then came the sign. So the reality is when people got lost, but they knew what they're looking for, right? So you need to make sure that as a business, there can be 10 people providing the same service. There needs to be something that sets you apart from the rest, especially your service. If your service is nonsense, the reality is your business would not last. So the person that you put in the forefront of your business, some people think the forefront of your business is someone who's sitting at the reception. No, the person who answers your calls, the manner in which they answer the call, the customer service will also play a huge role in terms of that person coming back or even going ahead asking for the quotation that they're requiring. So be careful when you're hiring your employees that you properly train your people. And then in terms of online presence is a huge advantage this day and age in terms of funds. You are able to get away with marketing with a very low budget. A billboard is very expensive, that's a reality. But you are able to now use online presence to market your business strategically. I won't really go into it too much detail because I remember earlier on there was a speaker who was speaking about websites as well as online sales and e-commerce. So I won't waste your time on that. But what you need to understand is that you need to have a clean. Having too many flashy things on your website will not help you. You need to have a clean design as well as a professional. A person needs to really find the information they're looking for. The reality is someone is going on your website wants to know what you provide, how can you help them, and where are you located, and the contact details. Some people don't even look through the rest of the things that you might put in your website. So find a very clear message and send it across. And then in terms of digital marketing to some people is a strange thing they don't know about. The reality is there are so many forms of digital marketing. I will not go into all of them, but you can just take a look at them. And also help yourself by going online, going on Google, and saying, type the words digital marketing, and then get to learn more about what you can actually get, what it entails. When it comes to digital marketing, there's social media marketing. While there's a lot of people, the reality is in South Africa, we are very amused easily. We share a lot of the nonsensical things that waste our data. But the reality is, I'm currently doing four different, I won't say qualifications, but 4 different courses, online courses, that I won't get a qualification saying that I'm qualified in this, but I'll have the information that's going to aid me in future. So what you need to understand, in terms of the online, the youth of South Africa needs to really utilize the online space creatively and also in a way that can benefit them. Currently, as a company, we are short of people who are going to help us manage other people's Facebook and social media. But there are people who are saying they don't have jobs and so forth, but they don't use the online presence creatively. So instead of actually getting us as a company to do your online media and whatnot, you can actually get someone who understands how to use Facebook. Get them to come to maybe to one of our courses, one of our classes on digital marketing, and then have that person do your own business, or you as an entrepreneur do the same thing. And then in terms of online directories, the reality is having a website is not enough. If you think you're going to pay someone, I know it's possible. You can pay us and we can make you trend. You can pay us and we can make you get a lot of likes and whatnot. But what's the point of having a lot of likes if those likes don't convert to paying clients? So the best way is to actually make sure that you spread yourself out in different directories. Classifieds, be it newspaper classifieds versus also the digital side of classifieds, such as Gumtree and all these different platforms. Make sure that you register on all of them. Make sure that your business is everywhere. So when someone is searching you on Google, they'll be able to find your business and also be able to trust you even more. And then in terms of content management, you can't have a website or a Facebook page and then not manage the content regularly. You need to post and update and share with people as much as you can so they can know what's going on with your business. And then in terms of the rest of the things, the search engine optimization, which is tweaking Google to make you rise and all that. And then there's also online strategy, pay-per-click. I'm sure when you're searching, you see at the top, there's some information which appears first, and then there's information that appears organically on the sides. So there are people who pay for their businesses to appear there. So you can actually get to that as well. And also in terms of email marketing, there's also that platform you can use to market your business, but don't bombard people with your information and links. Get people to subscribe first and then get their permission to send them information. And then in terms of other mediums that you can use, especially here in Durban or here in South Africa, I said to you guys, it's very expensive to advertise maybe in a billboard. The reality is, I'm just going to go to the next slide so it will make more sense. The reality is there are around 15 million people who travel in public transport, especially taxis. So now if there's so many people who travel in taxis, you can actually tap into that person. Have you seen when you're sitting in a taxi, besides your phone? If your phone was not there, what would you be doing when you're sitting in a taxi? You'll be looking around. You're really in a space where you don't have much to do. So now there's a platform where you can be able to market your business in a taxi. I won't really get into it, but you can see it. It's a small portion at the back of the seat where a person can actually be able to market their business and also be able to buy that space and have your product that is relevant to that market. You can't now say there's a specific product that you have that maybe a person in a taxi will not actually be using. Now, what you need to understand is people, most of the time, they think that people in taxis don't have money. Sometimes the people in the taxi have a lot of money, just that they are saving, and maybe someone is saving towards buying a vehicle, and you are a car dealer, and you're thinking, I'm not going to advertise in the taxi because people in the taxi don't have, exactly, those are the people who are going to buy your products. So you need to be very careful about that one. And then in terms of this platform, it's called Bricks Advertising. You can actually check it out online. You can Google Bricks Advertising and then find it. Currently, there's a thing and also there's Ilanga newspaper advertising on it, so you guys can engage with that. I'm just trying to show you that there are other ways that you can use to market your business. And also, people tend to say, classifieds, I want to advertise in a classified in a newspaper. The reality is, someone who's going on a classified is already looking for you. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's good to advertise in a classified for any newspaper or any publication, because someone who's going there is someone who's looking for a specific service. So it's very good to advertise there. Please make sure that when you're running a business, advertise as much as you can. And then in terms of Awali Business Solutions, I'm coming to an end now. I don't want to bore you any further. In terms of Awali Business Solutions, our main services, it's website design, digital marketing, branding, and IT solutions. When it comes to website design, I just want to touch on something very specific. Don't come to us and say we must design a website for you, and then you think you're going to fold your hands and that's the end of it, and then now your business is going to be marketed. What you need to ensure is that when you do a website or get someone to do a website for you, make sure it's a website you can edit. No, back in the day, it was fine to have a website where you can't edit. Every time you need to make changes, you email the developer and so forth. Times have changed. A website needs to be updated as regularly as possible. So you need to ensure that when you get a website, make sure you get a website that you can be able to edit yourself, update the content, update your clients. If you're doing work, let's say you're doing a salon. I saw someone advertising a salon outside. Make sure that all the hairstyles that you're doing, put them online. Someone might find a picture. They might not find your service, but they might find a picture. And that picture might lead them to your website. So you need to be very clear about that one. And then in terms of Awali Business Solutions, these are the contact details if you need to contact us or have further information. And then in terms of our workshops, we currently have a slot on Inanda FM where every Wednesday, as I was here, I was also on Inanda at the same time through powers of technology. What you need to do is listen to the slots every Wednesday on Inanda 88.4 FM, where I usually unpack IT solutions that assist businesses in the day-to-day running. And thank you very much for your time. Please give yourselves a round of applause for listening to me.